Good morning. So once again, I'm Paula Dupero, campus librarian, helping you find resources for your research assistant paper. So we're starting at Tri-C's homepage. Remember, we went to student resources. You're going to scroll down until you see student academic support, and underneath that is the library. Whenever doing research, we're going to start at the research guides. And you will find your class. So we are scrolling down till we see English, and then click on English. So this is the English guide, and we're going to go over 4 different resources that you can use for this paper. So the first one is whenever you need background information, I always suggest a Credo reference. So typically students are very used to using Wikipedia, but in an academic setting, because most of the Wikipedia articles are not confirmed, we tend to use a more robust and expert-driven resource. So Credo Reference is a bunch of dictionaries, handbooks, subject encyclopedia. So this is a great place to come to get the background of your topic. So let's say I'm going to write my paper on e-textbooks. And so they say digital textbooks, and that's fine. I just click on that. And then it's going to pull up all the entries that they have on e-textbooks or digital textbooks. And so each one of these is a different entry coming from a different source. So you can see this is the Dictionary of Energy. This is the Sage Encyclopedia of Online Education. If I scroll down a little more, I might see the Encyclopedia of Special Education. So you can see there are different resources in here. The first resource that was listed is one of my favorites. If you see a pro-con and you are doing an argumentative paper, you definitely want to check out that entry. So when we click on any pro-con entry, they will all look the same. They provide the background on the issue, so you can see when did tablets become more affordable so that students were using them more frequently and we made the move. So you can see all different dates, how many people, all that kind of stuff. And when you move down, what we're looking for is this argument section. So there are over 17 arguments here, and what is nice is that as a student, you're going to pick a point of view and argue it. So I might say tablets help students learn materials faster. But part of this is also refuting the other side. So you need to understand what the other side's point of view is. So they're saying that they have health problems when you're using them so regularly. So we have one side, then the other. So you can see all the way down, 81% of teachers say they enrich the classroom. And then the other side to that is, well, they may, but they're so expensive, we can't afford to do that. So each side is given. And then you might also notice all these numbers. So these are the references that they used in each of those arguments. So here they all are. This is also nice because let's say that I wanted to look at young Americans and their reading habits. It gives me the link right to that article. If I scroll down even more, it's going to give me the citation. So I'm going to click on MLA, and here is the citation. Once you see this citation, I want you to know all of the words are correct, but the formatting is wrong. And often students just believe that the computer is smarter than them. And it's not. It's just programmed. So this computer is programmed to left align everything. And what should have happened is starting here, this row should have been bumped in by 5 spaces. So while I'm happy for you to grab the citation, please make sure that you correct it and make it in the right format. If we go back to the top, there is a button that will allow you to email, and that is the share button. So if I click on share, you can see email. I want to send the full text with the HTML. I just put in my name and then hit go. You'll get a message that the saved results were emailed, and now I know it's on my way. I can go back and take a look at other entries. So I can go back to the list. So maybe I want to explore, why do college textbooks cost so much? And so then I could look at that entry. All right, so also once you have an entry, you could also look over at related searches. So if I'm interested in open textbooks, maybe my argument is that we should have more free open content, then I could look at that and see all the different places that these come through. All right, so this is for background information, just the beginning of your paper, or helping you narrow your topic and your focus of the paper. Once you have that, you can close the X and we're right back where we were. We're going to move over to the next column now that we have a handle on what topic we're going to do. So if I scroll down, I want you to see the ones that we're going to cover: academic search complete, opposing viewpoints, and points of view reference. These are all useful sources. Points of view reference is where we're going to start because it's similar into Credo, that it's just giving you a different aspects of your topic. So I can come in here and I can type in what I'm looking for. So if I want to look for ebooks, and then I can search for that. And it's going to come back and it says, hey, we found 6 items from different points of view on ebooks. So I can see that the devaluation of reading is to blame on the decline of print media. So because we don't have so many print books, people aren't reading as much. Here's a critical analysis to print versus digital. So that might be interesting to me because it's giving a good overview. So you can see when we come in here, it's telling me, here's some things that you want to think about. Here are the different points of view and the counterpoints that I could use in my paper. And then now it's giving me facts versus opinions, and it's giving me examples within this particular topic. And as we go down, it even tells you the thoughts of taking different notes and how to debate that particular topic. If I came back up, you can see over here I have an email button, so I could send this to myself by clicking on email, and then you're going to see I could also send the citation. Make sure you drop down and pick MLA, put in your email address, hit send, you'll get a confirmation, and this is on its way. I could go back to the result list, maybe take another one if I see something that looks interesting. This overview may be interesting to me. If I'm still looking on how to narrow my topic, an overview is always really, really helpful. Also great for the beginning part of your paper, the intro. So I might want to take this one too. I always suggest that we take more than one, just because if one doesn't work for you, you have another option. So I would come in again, click on my MLA, put in my email address, and send it off. When I'm doing research, I really don't spend too much time reading through all these articles at the time. I like to get everything to myself and then sit down and start reading through everything. So for now, I would be content with what I got out of this database. I would hit the X and come back here. Next, I want to show you opposing viewpoints. I love this database for so many classes, and I want to show you, if you're in a class and you need to come up with a topic, this is my favorite place to come. All right, so let's say you come in here and you're in a sociology class. You could click on society and culture, and now here's all the different topics that you could do that are from a sociological point of view. All right, so if I see something that is interesting to me, all I have to do is click on the topic and say, I'm doing a paper on human rights. It's going to give me a nice overview of the topic, but then you can also see it gives me academic journals, different viewpoints on the topic, newspapers, magazines, some websites that might be useful, statistics I could use to argue the topic. I always think of this as your one-stop shopping spot. So this is like going to Costco. We paid the membership fee for you, and you can get everything you need at one place. Now, I happen to know that ebooks was not a topic that was covered as a main entry in this particular database, but we can still search from them by going up to the top and just clicking ebooks and going in and hitting on search. So it's going to pull back everything it found on ebooks, and you can see it found plenty. It just didn't have a main entry. So if I come over and look down, I can look at journal articles, but I might be interested in the viewpoints. So the viewpoints are different perspectives on my topic. So if I want those, all I have to do is click on viewpoints. And so it's going to come back and it's going to give me all the entries. There are 62 different viewpoints. When I see one that is interesting to me, all I have to do is click on the title. Here's the actual article. So this was a commentary that was written, and you can see it tells me where it was. It was in PC World, and the volume and all the information I need. Here's the actual text of that particular article. If I go down to the bottom, you're going to see here's the citation, and this one is done properly. Again, I can come up to the top and choose to send this to myself. I'm going to email it. All I do is put in my information and hit send. And you're going to get the confirmation that it came, and now I'm good. I can go back up to the left and hit results to go back to look at some more. Let's say I'm good with these, but now I want to get a magazine article. So I can click on that. I don't want to look through 524 articles. So whenever you get a ton of results, come over and look at filter your results. One thing that I look at all the time is I just want articles. I don't want tiny little things, brief articles. So I always click article. So you can see we got rid of over half of them. Then the other thing I tend to look at is the subject. So I really am focusing on ebooks. So I'm going to click on that. So now instead of 500 of them, I've got it down to 123. So now I can look through these and take a look at what I'm interested in. So maybe I'm looking at children. How do children enjoy ebooks? Are they useful? So I can look at this particular article that says kids still like print books, which is not surprising to me, but there we have it. And so if I wanted that particular article, again, I could email it to myself. I get the full text plus the citation. So then I could go back to my result list and pick more than one or two. My advice to you is always take more than you need. So if I only need 2 or 3 sources, I'm going to take 5 altogether so that I have some selection. So I might just go through and see what other entries look really good to me, and then I would send that to myself. Okay? Once I have enough out of this database, I can just hit the X and I'm back where I was. If you couldn't find enough in opposing viewpoints or in points of view reference, then I want you to come to Academic Search Complete. This is a great database that you can use any single class. When you come in, I want you to see that you just type in what you're looking for. So I want ebooks, and then I'm looking, let's say, at preschoolers. I want to know about children. So it is one concept per line. So ebooks on one, preschool on another. And then I hit search. And it tells me it came back with 32 entries. I'm going to give you a suggestion that I do not want you to immediately look at these. I want you to come over and do refined results. So the first thing we're going to do is look only at full text. You only need 2 to 3 resources. I don't want you to have to be hunting these resources down. So if we do full text, we know we can get every one of the articles that returns. If you got too many articles, I want you again to look at the subject, just like we did in opposing viewpoints. And I am focusing on preschool children. So only 13 of the 30 really are on preschool children. So that's what I wanted. So now I'm going to start looking at that. All right, and I can see, are ebooks better for babies? The effect of alphabet ebooks and paper books, so a comparison. Here's another one comparing electronic and paper book story times. So anything that looks interesting, all I have to do is click on the blue title. So we're going to start with number 6. And you're going to see it comes in, it tells you where the source came from and the abstract. So this is the summary of the article. And then over here you can see there are 2 ways to get it. One is the article in HTML. So this is just the words. No pictures, no images, just the words. So I don't know page numbers or anything. The other option, in the way that I would always suggest it if it's available, is PDF. PDF shows you the article as it appeared in the magazine or journal. So here is a copy of that particular article in the actual magazine. So you can see there was a picture that we would have missed. Was this picture vital? No. But in other articles, it may be a graph, a chart, an image that they're referring to, and you really need to be able to see it. So here's the actual full text of that article. Over to the right, you'll see a little envelope icon. That's how I email the article to myself. So I'm unchecking the HTML because I just want the PDF. I drop down again and pick the MLA. I type in my email address and I hit send. And just like in point of view